Hey everyone, this is DWS Darius, and these are my pet peacock bass. If you've been following me for some time, you know that my peacock bass have carried my fish room and his YouTube channel for years. These fish are the reason why I have my biggest tanks, and they've been the mascot of my channel since I've started. I love these fish, but these are definitely not for everyone. In fact, I have 5 reasons why you should not keep peacock bass as pets. Number 1 is obvious, these fish get huge. I currently have 5 peacock bass living inside of my DIY plywood aquarium. I have a male cichlid monoculus that's about 5 years old. This fish is between 14 and 15 inches long. I have a female monoculus that's about 8 years old. She's my second biggest fish at around 18 inches long. I have a male cichlid azul that's about 5 years old, and he's just a few centimeters smaller than my female cichlid monoculus. I have a male cichlid orinoco that's about 6 years old at 16 inches long. And the champion of the tank is my female cichlid dimensis that is about 6 years old, and she's just over 24 inches long. The hardest part about keeping fish this big is providing a big enough tank. When I bought my first peacock bass, I tried to keep it inside of a 125 gallon aquarium. Within a year, I was forced to upgrade to my 210 gallon tank. A few years later, I bought my 350 gallon aquarium. And then I ended up building my plywood tank that's almost 900 gallons just for these fish. And the craziest part about it is that they're starting to make my monster tank look small. Now there are several different species of peacock bass, and some that don't get as big as mine, like the cichlid kelberi. However, even that species need a minimum of 180 gallons. So these fish are tank busters and not suited for most aquariums. The second reason why peacock bass aren't a good choice for most people is because it can be tough trying to find tank mates for them, especially if you have adult fish. These fish are aggressive predators, and anything that can fit into their mouth will be seen as food. I have several fish that I would like to add to this tank, including my feste cichlid, which is about 8 inches long, or even my bala sharks, which are close to 10 inches long. I can't add these fish to the tank because they will definitely be seen as food. The only fish in the tank that can actually swallow them is my cichlid dimensis, but I'm sure the other peacock bass will still try to eat them. And massive fish trying to eat a fish half their size is enough to kill that fish, whether it's from blunt trauma or just from the stress of almost being eaten. So I can't add any fish to this tank unless they're obviously too big to be eaten, so the fish has to be at least 10 inches long and probably 5 to 6 inches tall, which is a pain. The next reason why peacock bass may not be a great option is because of their aggression. Don't get me wrong, peacock bass are very mild-mannered fish. I would rate their aggression a 5 out of 10 overall. However, with their size, they can be destructive, mainly the males. My females are gentle giants and hardly show aggression. However, my male orinoco and my male monoculus are always challenging each other. It's not at the same level as my Central American cichlids, which are fish that will murder each other, but they do create a lot of commotion, and at their size, you can hear them splashing from upstairs. You can expect to find puddles of water all around the tank. On top of that, any fragile tank decor is going to be destroyed. They don't fight often, but when they do, it gets messy, both inside and outside of the tank. Another reason why peacock bass may not be for you is because these fish are divas when it comes to eating. Flavor is very important, and they will refuse any foods that they don't like. Most of the times when you buy juvenile peacock bass, they will only want live foods, so you have to spend the first few months weaning them off of live feeders onto frozen foods, and then eventually onto pellets. And even when you get them to eat pellets, they are picky as to what pellets you use. My peacock bass will only eat 2 types of pellets, Akari Massiver Delight and Akari Carnivore Sticks. I've tried many different pellets from reputable brands, but my peacock bass refuse everything else. Lastly, if there was ever a reason to not keep a fish, price is one. I should be allowed to file these fish as dependents when I file my taxes because of how much they cost in the long run. The monster-sized aquariums, the food. By the way, the only food that these fish accept happens to cost $60 for a 2-pound bag. Beyond the cost of money is the cost of time. These monster fish produce a monster bioload, so I have to dedicate at least an hour each week to clean their tank. I do it because I'm already invested so much, but this may not be the lifestyle that you want. Now those are the reasons why you should not buy a pet peacock bass. However, if I had to do it all over again with this knowledge, I wouldn't hesitate. These fish do come with a lot of responsibility, but in my opinion, it's worth it. They are some of the most beautiful, jaw-dropping fish to look at. They have great personalities, and they are very confident fish. I do wish that there was a dwarf version, because I think that even my monster tank is becoming too small for these fish. But overall, if you have the means to keep these fish, even if it's just for a stage of their life and you have to rehome them when they get too big, the time that you spend with these fish will be some of the best fish keeping that you experience. So that's been a look at my peacock bass. Let me know what you think about these fish in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.